Alright, Spectrums, we're back. Now, let's talk about um, what we eat in the illnesses of the LEL, mental life that we're living, alright? Alright, you're supposed to be on the you're supposed to ingest light. This is light food. That's like citrus fruit, whatever, alright? And you're supposed to get your light DI, right? Now, this is what. All right. Here's what happens. Okay, us being who we are, we're elementals. All right. So our souls. I told you what is soul food. Our souls eat light. Okay. If you eat a plant, what do you think a plant has been eating its whole existence? It's been eating light. It's been eating sunlight. It's been eating moonlight. And it's also some plants, I mean, depending on where they're at, they've been eating artificial light. Because they may have been grown indoors or something. But even if they're grown indoors, sometimes there's a greenhouse that still was getting sunlight, blah, blah, blah. I know. I don't want to split hairs here. But sometimes the light that plant get can be unnatural. For the most part, we know that plants get natural light. So if you eat that of a plant, then you eat the photons within. And oh, I would like to drop another word on you guys today. Photon is a unit of light. Phonon is a unit of sound. That's why I say it's a photo existence, but it's really a photo. You could say it like that too, because phono is sound, and a phonon is like a particle sound, if you will. It's like a photon is a light particle. All right, so basically, okay, so you eat the photons, but you're made of photons too. The biophotons of your mother and father. Like if you actually have a soul, like I told you, zombies are bred. Your light gets snuffed out. You either get signed up, or you're written off you're voided. What did I tell you? Look at this closely. Now, you've got to eat. First of all, you got to eat light. You got to get the sun. That's like a must. You have to. All right, eating light is a must. No matter what time of year it is, as long as you get some of it, that's a must. It's hard though, if you live in colder places where there's not a lot of sun. All right, and you have to also understand that your soul also eats sound. If you listen closely, excuse me, if you listen closely to your blood flow, that is the sound of electricity. It's the sound of noise. Noise color, like on a synthesizer. And when you start to pay attention to your body, which I said is a biological piece of technology, you will understand or overstand the things that need to be done once you become back in tune with yourself. You have to get back to your analog self. Because when you become digitized, you fall away from your body. You wonder why you have back problems. Well, because you're not using your LEL, your tension. You're not putting your tension, your electricity through your muscles, which we know electricity does things to solids. Here's a rock that was struck by lightning. Here's two of them. Okay? This is crazy. So electricity changes stuff. And through working out, you change your physiological appearance. Lastly, but more so, you change your physiological structure within. Your body becomes more hard and durable and dense. Your bone density becomes more, because red blood cells come from the marrow, right? And then your lymphatic system produces the white blood cells, the T cells, I believe, that fight off infections or go to sites. Oh, you've been cut up. We must go heal that and clot it up. A coagulant. And that's why you get the scab and so on and so forth. The blood clot. So like, you take all this in, and you have to understand that, or understand, your soul, if you have one, it eats light and sound. Your blood is the most powerful substance, and it's the most, like, in this world. I mean, money, it's fake. Like, that's what I'm saying. People are literally sick. We'll get into that. We've already gotten into it, but it's crazy. But the blood is the most expensive and most the real currency. I mean, obviously precious metals and gems and stuff and LEL. These are the real currencies. These natural resource elements. This is the real currency right here. But blood being the most. And there's different kinds of blood. There's purple blood. There's green blood. You know, there's blue blood. Go look it up, man. Go look up hemo images with different types of blood. I'll get a diagram for you. Matter of fact, I think I have one. I think I have one right here. Hold on. Let me see. There's different types of blood, but blood is the most powerful substance in this universe, and it is the element of elements. You know, because I mean, blood contains different elements as we know it. I showed you that already. Here, let me show you something. Look at this. Let me turn this off. Boom. Oh. It's horrible. You can't even see it. I caught my own bluff. Maybe I need to turn the brightness of the phone down. I'm trying to see if you guys can get... Hold up. Look at that. What'd I say? That's blood. Different colors of blood. I'm going to show you something else. See? Look at that. Blood's rainbow. You see that? Look at these are gemstones. It's heavy, man. But did you know that graphite and diamond are the purest forms of carbon? I'll repeat that again. Graphite and diamond are the purest forms of carbon. That's so odd, isn't it? And they charge you out the ass for a diamond. When you go to buy like an engagement ring for your wife or your girlfriend, or a ring or something, you know, for your girl or whatever, you know how you do. But then some people buy zirconium. But if you go look on the elemental table, zirconium's an element. It's funny. It's called zircon. Go look it up. And but what's crazy is people pay out the ass amounts of cheese flow for diamonds, right? You probably should ingest diamonds. I would want to say, because diamonds, I don't know about that. I think you might have to do something with that, or like use that to be like change the structure of water. I want to say, like how they make colloidal silver. They use like electrically charged silver, and it sits in water, and the molecular structure of water changes. Because what did I tell you? What does water do? It absorbs what it's in, and it change. It's like, you know, stuff breaks down in water, man. And with electricity, come on, look, man, listen. You guys should already know what I'm getting at. You put water and electricity together, and a source, your brain, see, it goes too much. I don't want to get twisted up. You know, I twist it up like a Rubik's Cube. But it's, man, okay, colloidal silver. I would want to say, because you do stuff like this with crystals, you can make potions with crystals. Like this quartz crystal here. And moss agate to like boost it up. And to give it an extra charge. Carnelian. To put that in some distilled water. Maybe little healing stone. I think this is called kyanite or something like that. It's a blue one. I gotta, don't quote me on that, but I have to go look that up. You know, you can make little tinctures with crystals like that. Well, how do you charge it up? You have to use the sun, obviously, because the sun is what? Electricity. And what did I tell you? How they make the silver? They put the electrical charged silver that's in the water is plugged in from the wall. The El, which they are grid iron into the earth. They suck the earth and rape it of its energy dry daily, and they've been doing it when we can have free energy. That's how you get the colloidal silver. So imagine this quartz thing being plugged into some electronic apparatus that's sitting in water, and zzz, you will have quartz crystal water, which would be very, I guess, want to say healing. Would have apothecary healing tincture properties. Go look it up. I have a crystal book. Maybe I should get the passage out of there, but I'm not going to do it right now. But what I'm trying to say is you have to ingest elements like, okay, what does your soul eat? Soul eats light and sound. Your body that you are housed in is elemental in its own right, and it's made of a collective of different elements. So one must understand or understand that they have to be careful and be aware of what they eat. If you eat an animal that has eaten its natural diet out there in the wild, like people are like, oh, game food's nasty, it tastes weird. Yeah, I know it tastes weird because you don't like to eat light. You like to eat that bullshit that they serve you and say is top notch. That they just serve you red. That gamey meat is the meat that you're intended to eat if you're going to eat meat, because it had its natural diet. It ate probably, I want to say, what it was intended to. Okay, if you ate a bird, we know birds eat like rodents and stuff. Okay, sometimes, okay, that's cool. But if it's eating wild rodents, what are wild rodents eating out in the woods? They're eating their light food diet, which is probably nuts, berries, leaves, and stuff like that. So it's a light cycle, and everything works as you know it's intended to. So, and you got to remember they're elemental beings too. Why do you think they eat their natural diet until they're taken out of their natural habitat and forced to eat what man forces them to eat, and then they become messed up, and then we're fed this shit, and then we become screwed up. You see, it's all a domino effect. It's all a chain reaction. It's like a rolling ball. You know? It's all it is, and it's going downhill. So it's like you gotta get away. I'm not saying get away from meat, but you gotta understand you are what you eat, regardless of what you want to believe. If you eat something that has eaten light, like goat, for instance, I eat goat. That shit's bomb. People say it tastes weird or it smells weird. I don't think so. I think it tastes better than eating some ribs from a piece of pork by far. Especially if I get my seasonings up on it. I use natural. I do things like naturally, man. And shit is fire. You can still taste the life and the light in the meat because it's freshly and freshly served. It's not no shit that's kept in the freezer and pumped full of shit so it stays self-fresh. Oh yeah, we did this last week. Man, shit's dead. Hello, don't you understand? Bodies decompose quick. Do you understand that? Bodies decompose fast, man. Go look it up. So stuff they sell to you, think about it, yo. You think that stuff's really gonna last that long? Yeah, it's refrigerated, it's on shelves and shit, but think about it, man. And don't keep your ass in the morgue too long. Don't keep your ass in the coroner's office too long. You're a piece of meat when you die, bang. Let's see what the cause of death is and get this decomposing out of here, man. To the funeral or to the casket or the crematory. Let's get real. So you have to light food for a light body. I said that in the episode before. I don't know what episode it was, man. I put them out there. Light food for a light body, man. I'm not saying don't eat meat. You have to be careful what you eat, though. And if you're going to get light in you, you gotta also get it from the sun. You gotta go stand on the soil with bare feet. You gotta look at the sun. You have to do it at specific times. I told you early in the morning when the sun light isn't so super bright, or when it's setting and going down or around. I should say. You got to do it at those times. I told you, don't do it when it's cold. You will be shocked, for real. But what is okay? The earth is negatively charged. Your body is like, how do you ground yourself? Barefoot, dry soil, sun. Boom. You get charged by the positive, which is the positive is the sun. The negative is you. Why do you think you need the sun? Because positives need negatives. Come on. There ain't no double negatives. Right? We know that's incorrect speaking. Right? Even though every word you speak is a magic spell, and this is transient information. We're going to go deep into that too. You must get into this book right here. I keep it on tap. I keep these things on tap, man. You understand me? I keep these things on tap. These dictionaries. You want to know why? Because every word you speak, look. You heard Quasi say it before. The first thing you learned in school was spell casting. They taught you the alphabet. How do you spell words? You use letters. How do you cast magic? You cast magic with words that you cast spells, right? Spell casting, spell with letters and words. Huh? A spectrum. So get with the program. You have to wake up, understand this, and I don't know. You gotta get light in you, regardless. If you possess a soul, and I don't really know how to. I would say people who are voided up like this, you gotta get light and like literally shove it up their ass, man, or down their throat like a beam of light. That's what they need. Then they can see what. How do you look when a car is dead? What do? You jump it. You jump start the car, right? Right? That's all this is right here. A brain that needs jump started. I'm going to bust this down for you as best I can. It's all in the name of bearing the light. And I'm going to carry this fucking torch. I'll holler at you on the flip.